God do not care about your fear. He do not. When he gives you a command, do it, because you do not want to suffer the consequences. Now, a story for me is I've always wanted to do public speaking. I always had big aspirations, had a vision that, hey, this is for me. God is calling me to it. Right? Come across this opportunity called Paradigm Shift, where I finally get to be in a group, and they send us out to high schools and colleges, and we facilitate activities and break them down into a keynote, right? My first opportunity to do a keynote, I prepared for it. You know, I had finally worked myself up to be confident enough to, like, okay, let's do it. I'm gonna do it. One of my biggest fears is public speaking, because I am just self-conscious of what people think about me, right? That's just me. So you can imagine how it took a while before I even gave the keynote being there. Usually I just be the one, get a designated activity, and I do that activity. That wasn't too much pressure. A keynote was completely different, right? So I finally worked up the confidence to do the keynote. I'm giving the keynote. I think I just hit too deep. I was too raw with my story. And I triggered one of the kids and made her cry. Now, in the middle of my speech, she starts breaking down and crying, and my first instinct is to stop and go check on her and, like, okay, what did I do? But I have to keep it professional and keep going. But now I have all these thoughts like, wow, okay, maybe I am doing too much. Maybe this is going really bad. Basically, I triggered the girl, had to finish, wrapped it up, but afterwards got bad reviews because my story was just too raw. It was too honest. You know, they wanted a more so PG, relatable story, and not straight to the raw truth. I was so embarrassed. I'm not gonna lie. I cried in the car with my coworkers. I was that embarrassed because, like I said, I'm self-conscious anyway, and this is my first keynote, and my coworkers see me completely bomb it. It was a quiet car ride, and I just know they, like, we went to the gas station. They got out, I stayed in. They stayed in there, that store, for a good little minute. I just know they was talking about it, chopping it up and stuff. And, you know, came back, the boss wanted to talk to me. So yeah, that confirmed that they was talking about me. So it was just, it was terrible. And we had a couple hours on the road, so it was just terrible. I completely bombed it. That kept me from doing any more keynotes. I was like, yeah, okay, I'm not cut out for this, okay? But God is constantly telling me, no, you need to do more. Take on the next one. I ain't take on the next one. Matter of fact, I ain't take on the next couple events because I just bombed it. What you mean? And now the company is laughing at me, and we have a big company. It's not a small company, so it's just like, you know? But God is telling me, nah, go for the next one. Just learn. Do better. I didn't. For months, I did not do a keynote. I just did my designated activities, and I did what was comfortable, and I killed it at that. But God was like, no, I need you to do more. So, finally gained up the confidence, built up the confidence to do another keynote, right? Now, this one, it was a lot bigger. A lot more people in the gymnasium. In the middle of me giving a keynote, I get brain fog. I literally get a brain fart, and I stop talking, and I freeze up. They're looking at me. I'm looking at them like, trying to figure out what I was about to say, my coworker looks at me and decides, okay, I need to take over. And he takes over. And I have to stand there. Because I know their process is like, what just happened? And why did he stop? And me, I bombed it again. And I'm just like, bro. At this point, I just wanted to hide in the shell because it's already one of my biggest fears, and and God is calling me to keep going, but I keep bombing him. You know what I'm saying? And so, I stopped completely after that. Just anything dealing with public speaking and motivational speaking, I just stepped back because I was just like, yeah, this not for me. But like I said, when God gives you a command, you must listen. If you don't, it will be consequences, right? So I've tried to live this normal life, a normal 9 to 5, and do this, and ever since, that job, ever since then, I've lost or then quit every other job. And it's due to something dealing with jealousy, not getting along with certain co-workers, and it feel like, I'm not on good terms with majority of the staff members. So it's always something. And it always happens abruptly. It's like never like a build-up. It just happens because I'm like, all right, I'm aware of it, and I'm like, okay, I'ma just fall in line. And I kid you not, no matter how much I fall in line, I come in, I'm one of the favorites, and I work hard with due diligence. And still, it always falls apart. And the reason it falls apart is because that is not what God is calling me to do. God is calling me to make these videos and do motivational speaking. And this is going to resonate with somebody because you've been putting whatever God is telling you to do on the back burners for a while. And it's that fear that you might have had an experience with it one time and you failed. Or you failed a couple times. And now your confidence has diminished. But I need you to understand something, man. Listen. You got to get your reps up. Because God is calling you to something greater. And he don't want you to waste time. See, right now, you're not in the final vision. You're in the preparation to the vision. And at some point, you're going to come to that arrival point. And it's either you're not going to be prepared because you didn't do what was necessary to prepare when God was telling you to. And you're going to miss out on the opportunity altogether. Or you done got your reps up. You done got your shot right. And now you're prepared for the opportunity. And now you can maximize on it and take advantage of it instead of it passing you up. So take my story and listen. Don't ignore God. If you do, it's always going to be consequences. On that note, y'all have a wonderful day.